One of the more commonly appearing questions online amongst people who are planning a trip to Iceland is, can I pay in my own country's currency in Iceland? And or should I bring cash? Now, there's a quick, simple answer to that. A little bit of yes, no, maybe, perhaps in some cases. So let's clarify. Okay, this should be a short and concise video. Let me first be maybe uncharacteristically direct and say it's a little bit arrogant to assume if you're traveling anywhere in the world that you can bring and use your own country's currency to pay in a different country unless you're talking about belonging to a shared currency zone like the Eurozone. So no, in Iceland you need to pay with Icelandic kronas. This is the Icelandic krona. The exchange rates, of course, will vary over time. Right now, it's easiest to say, if we compare it to the largest currencies we see here, the euro and the US dollar, that there's roughly 150 kronas to each. The euro is slightly stronger than the dollar, so it's probably a little more than 150 kronas for the euro, somewhere slightly less for the US dollar. Icelandic kronas come in denominations of both coins and bills. Of course, being a low currency in that sense, you're usually paying in the hundreds or the thousands, so you're paying with paper bills. These are Icelandic 500 kroner, a red bill. 500 kroner is roughly 3 euros or dollars today. This is a 1000 kroner bill. This is going to buy you a small beer maybe in a restaurant here, so this is $7-ish or euros. And then you have a 5000 kroner bill, which is roughly 30 something-ish dollars or euros. We also have 2000 kroner in paper form. I think they're being retired or have been retired, and 10,000 as well, but these three are the most common ones. Coins you're going to see as well in denominations of 1, 5, 10, 50 and 100, but of course are not as much used except as just change for these bills. Now, that being out of the way, it's extremely rare for us here in Iceland as locals to handle paper money, and just holding these banknotes in my hands is almost like it's some sort of a blast from the past, a journey down or a trip down memory lane, because I haven't paid anything with paper money in such a very long time, and I really can't recollect the last time that I did that. I had to pick up these bills specifically to show them on camera, and I think generally if people in Iceland say I accept cash payments only, most of us are going to assume that they're up to no good or doing something grey or rather dodgy. So payments in Iceland are almost exclusively electronic. Some people are gonna complain and say, well, there's this thing and that thing, but myself, like I said, I've gotten away with not handling physical money for years. So everything is electronic with debit or credit cards, using either the cards themselves or your phone with something like Google Pay or Apple Pay or those kind of services. Visa and MasterCard are really what's used here, and they will work anywhere in Iceland, anywhere. I know American Express is accepted in some locations, but more obscure or specifically more non-Euro-centric credit cards, Diners Club, I think, those kind of things are most likely not accepted. So, should you bring cash? Fair enough, some people always feel more comfortable carrying around a little bit of actual paper money, and I completely understand that. I would, however, recommend just withdrawing a small amount from an ATM then, keep something close to 5,000, 10,000 kroner, something, around 50 euros or dollars on hand, because you're very unlikely to use these things a lot. The additional question from some people is, well, how about tips? So do I tip people with these? Well, here's my video on the tipping culture in Iceland. Please check that out. But generally speaking, please don't tip in Iceland. Okay, this was a very short one to try to answer a common question on whether you can pay in other currencies in Iceland. No, you need the Icelandic krona, and whether you should use electronic payments or not. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.